Hello and welcome back to my studio space, especially to all the lovely new Dutch people that found my channel because of the Efteling video I posted about 2 weeks back. Thank you for being here. I really appreciated all your stories and love for Efteling as well. Thank you for sharing all of them. That made me really happy, just realizing how nostalgic and meaningful this place really is. If you haven't watched the video, I in it just went on and on about this fantastical theme park in the Netherlands that I got to visit a couple times, and how much it inspires me every time as an artist and a world builder. So today I would like to actually make use of the inspiration that we gathered. Instead of just having it sit in my head, I want to actually bring it to paper, do studies of the theme park, so that hopefully I can absorb some of that wisdom, some of that playfulness, some of that design shapes into my own work. It is yet another icy cold winter day here in southern Germany. All my favorite trails outdoors are covered in ice, and I'm actually getting a little bit of a sore throat, so it's the perfect day to just hunker down, bundle up with my sage, lemon, ginger tea here, and do some drawing and painting of places that spark joy for us. I have a few buildings that I really always wanted to draw and do studies of for various reasons, but overall it's all kind of inspired by those swoopy, playful yet solid shapes that all the buildings have. So that is what we're going to be focusing on for these studies. I already noticed in my work, in my drawing for fun these last couple of days, that even just being at this place already influenced my work a lot. Sparked a bunch of inspiration. I already enjoyed drawing swoopy houses from just my head the last couple of days, but I would like to zero in and actually do some proper studies today and see what we can learn from these masters that built this park. I have quite a few options to choose from, to draw from here. I gathered some of the references where I like the shapes the most. A few of these pictures and videos I took myself, and then I gathered a couple from Pinterest as well, because obviously there's no shortage of people loving this place, and the whole place just feels like a very specific, whimsical Pinterest board, I would say. Let's see, maybe we can do some quick studies of the diorama. There's definitely a couple of houses that I want to capture and see how many details and how much chunkiness I can get into. There's one house that I found on Pinterest that just has this chunkiness, and the rounded shapes that I like so much. I love the little basement window. It almost looks like an oven above it, all built into the chimney. Already, if I look at it longer, I'm noticing things that I would have never come up with. For context, I'm using my iPad for this one, Procreate as the program. I usually work on my Cintiq, but I spilled coffee on my laptop, just starting the year off right. That's why for now I'm working on Procreate, which has been quite fun actually, switching it up a little bit. I'm really enjoying the new brushes, especially the pencil brushes that they had on the new update, and I think that'll work nicely with this kind of house, just giving it that tangible, traditional feeling that they have. So yeah, let's get into it. It took me a second to get warmed up, I think also because I know that I'm recording. And every time I know I'm recording, I tense up a little bit. I'm not as focused on my drawing. I'm more focused on, getting the drawing done and making it presentable for you guys, which is not the ideal state to be doing studies in and absorbing knowledge. But I think I've been sketching for 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and I slowly got the gist of it. I let go of the idea of using the fancy new Procreate brushes, I realized. yesterday when I did this one drawing, it was really fun to do them. Today, they don't feel right anymore. So I went back to my little comfort brush. So I'm gonna go into like a little bit more detail now. I'm looking forward to that. I don't want to go too crazy, but I do think I might want to add some color. At least I want to get some specificity in the lines here though. So that is going to be the next step. So I'm really enjoying this sketch now. I like the lines that I'm doing. I am careful and loving and intricate enough with the lines without getting too noodly and taking too long. Like, it's exactly that balance of like, it's not like I don't care, but I'm still fairly quickly jotting this down, just trying to get the knowledge and then getting the gist of this. And I really like even looking at the boards over the door, for example, or the banister of the little balcony area. Every single board is slanted and wobbly. I don't know, I haven't fact checked this. All the information I would find on this would be in Dutch, so I don't know. But there was a comment of someone mentioning that Anton Pieck, the main designer of Efteling, had to really force the construction workers that were building this place to stop them from building something with straight lines because it's so ingrained in them. So apparently he went around giving everybody booze in the beginning of the workday so they would stop doing such perfect straight lines. And that's how they managed to stay true to Anton Pieck's flowy and swoopy and asymmetrical shapes. And if a wall was too straight but not quite finished yet, apparently he would just push it just so that it finally gets slanted and stuff. So that's exactly what this place feels like. It sounds just like a good time. All the Dutch drunk people building Efteling. That makes a lot of sense. Alright, my line work is done. Took me about an hour to do. I think this is a good amount of detail. If I really were just focusing on shapes and stuff, I'd be like, great, I've absorbed this, I've learned things. I really liked the straights and the curves in this one. I think they look so random, but when drawing them I realized all these geometric shapes, the cubes and then the round shapes, they're all very purposefully placed, I think. Even though they look so random and playful and stuff when you draw them, they're actually really quite balanced. I do want to go into color though. It's absolutely not necessary because I really want to focus on shapes and stuff, and lines I think for me right now would be sufficient for that, but I want them to look pretty and nice. I want to see if I can capture some of that beautiful color from real life in here too. Maybe I can move quickly about this, but sometimes I get lost and this takes forever. So let's just see how this goes. If I'm unsure if colors are working or not, if they're clear enough, I like to turn off the line work for a second just to see if it still reads. Without lines, chances are if I like it without lines, I'll like it with lines as well. The overall thing is working. Like, it's so easy to just be coloring in the lines and lose the bigger picture. If it doesn't rely on lines alone to be legible, then I'm safe to assume that I'm moving in the right direction. Alright, I think this is about done. Still feels kind of loose, but I got the main gist of it, and I think surprisingly even when doing colors I learned something. Like I said, I was just focusing on lines really, but just going in and seeing that, for example, the roof of the tower it's a cooler kind of hay than the one on the roof on the bottom and stuff like that. I feel like if I would have just drawn from my imagination, I would have just color picked and gone ahead and do the same hay color, and stuff like that makes the drawing more interesting, more dynamic and stuff. And I'm very happy with my first study because I learned something. Next time doing a study of a picture, I actually took myself. This is a building that every time I've passed at Efteling, I've been taking pictures of it from every angle. It's so fun, this little tower and warm light shining out of its inside. I forget what is in there. I think it's supposed to be like stacked flower sacks or something. A very fun and rounded and swoopy design. There's also this thing protruding out, lifting a bunch of boxes and stuff, which I believe that is typical for Amsterdam or Holland, because you know, in Amsterdam when these buildings are so thin and tall, I think you can't really haul stuff up the stairs indoors because the stairs are so small. So I've been seeing outside of every building in Amsterdam, there's this thing protruding out where you can haul up furniture, goods, whatever, without having to squeeze it up the stairs, if that's even possible. So anyways, I'm gonna do a study of that just because it's not the best picture, but it's just one of those buildings that I love the most. Again, I'm noticing so much variety in this building that I would have missed if I wouldn't have taken the time to sit down and draw this place. For example, the shingles here on the tower, they look a little bit like fish scales, but on the rest of the building, the long rectangular part, it's really just a bunch of like copper squares, it seems, but none of them have the same size. It's just they're all like stuck into each other in all different shapes and sizes. And then the shingles protruding out towards us, they look more like weathered normal wooden shingles. It's like none of them are the same. I also love the green kind of wrapping around the tower. It's not all just plaster. There's parts where like there's little stones stacking on top of each other. There's just all these little details that I would not have noticed if I were just to look at this picture. If I do that, I see the whole thing and I'm like, that is such a cool shape. Or that is such cozy, moody lighting in there. But I would miss all the tiny little details. This is a lovely way to catch them all and honor them, and keep in mind that if I draw a building, the different roofs don't have to be the same color. Different roofs don't have to have the same kind of shingles just because it's the same building. You can use different kinds and textures and ages of wood. Eternal amount of diversity that you can put into your drawings if you want to. You don't have to stay stuck and true to what you started drawing, the decisions you made previously. Hey friends, a few days passed since I was working on that towery kind of building that we just saw, and I was really in the zone. I was really enjoying the lines. I was really enjoying painting the whole thing. I just love that building so much. It's so fun for me to draw, and I already realized how much I learned from just how far I got with the sketch. But unfortunately, my tech luck seems to be continuing, and my iPad just kind of died on me in the middle of working on it. So unfortunately, this is how far I got with the drawing, which again, if I was just focusing on studies and lines and stuff, this would be absolutely sufficient. I would have really loved to have just gone deeper and learned more and actually finished the things so that I could show you a satisfying, beautiful colored version, and I wanted that for myself. But apparently that's not gonna happen anytime soon. I was quite disappointed, jolted out of this flow state, because I was just literally sitting with my sister on the couch and we were just drawing and it just suddenly stopped working, and I was so taken aback by that. I didn't want to stop drawing. I didn't want to stop doing Efteling studies because that's really what I was looking forward to this week. So I just put my laptop to the side, left it in this unfinished state, and opened my sketchbook instead. Went back to the basics, the traditionals that never have failed me, which is watercolors, which if you know Efteling, if you've seen my last video, if you're informed, then you know how I love the fact that Efteling has been built based on watercolor paintings and how much you can tell in the way the buildings look. So in a way it was kind of fitting that I was forced to move away from a perfect screen and actually go to pencil and watercolor again. So I changed the subject I was drawing just to kind of give myself a fresh start, and painted a tiny little store that I passed. I absolutely loved as well. The reason I took this photo was because I liked the shapes, but also because I really loved the warmth of it, and painting that kind of warmth, that kind of orangey, soft glow, and the cool grays outside. I love subjects like that, but they're really hard to capture with watercolors. I put all these new paints in my watercolor case, hoping that the clean new colors would help me a little bit. But still, I struggled a little bit with the colors getting muddy and stuff. Overall, the studies that I landed on in the end do the trick in the way that it captured the information, and I learned something. And it just reminded me and showed me that I really need to go back to this park someday, preferably this time, not in winter like the last 2 times I went, but maybe in spring or summer. I can imagine it's way fuller around that time, but I just want to go and be able to sit in front of one of these amazing houses for like 4 or 5 hours and draw it actually on location with my sketchbook. That could be an amazing day, I think, and right now that's just not possible because it's too cold and my fingers will freeze off. Yeah, so even though we had some technical difficulties from the beginning to the end of this video, I still really much enjoyed capturing this magical place in such a playful manner. I learned a lot about the shapes. I can imagine the next times I'm asked for my work to design any sort of location, really, not just the fantasy themed, I have different informations to pull up, different ways of drawing shingles, different ways of pushing the shapes, different ways of capturing that beautiful warmth inside, the patterns, chimney with the fireplace on the outside of the house, just ideas I would have not been able to generate from my own experiences. So this was a huge joy to do. I'll definitely keep doing them, and if you're also an Efteling fan or a fan of any specific location, I really highly recommend to not just take reference pictures for yourself, but actually do drawings of them. You'll be amazed of how much knowledge and details you can pull from it just by giving it this extra labor of love. So thank you so much for watching again. Thanks for bearing with me on my technical difficulties. Fingers crossed that my laptop survives its repairs, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.